Alrighty then.
Alright, let's play some more Diablo 2 Resurrected. So, last night you started this character. The new ladder for Diablo just released. So, there's no high level characters, the economy is reset. And yeah, well, let's just continue playing this assassin for a little bit. And why we're playing this game? It's one of my favorites actually. I think I've spent the most time in or playing this game overall. It's been running for about 20 years or so. Seems to be going strong. And yeah, I just noticed that the ladder was resetting, so I took the chance to relive this nostalgic game. And I'm gonna try to explain a little bit how you play it, or at least some good things to think about why you play it. The game is pretty much an economy-based or resource-based farming game, as many games are. But in this farming game you control this character, can equip it with items, weapons, etc. You have an inventory to keep your stash, you can pick up things. You give some, also get some like bonuses from the magical items. Alright, seems we got some partners. Share the waypoint. And last night with a little bit lucky we managed to find 2 uniques and also a set item. And these set items, if you wear 2 or more of the set, you get some extra bonuses. And our task for today is to find and kill Diablo, which is the boss of Act 4. Second last act. And after that, if we manage to beat the boss in Act 5, we'll go through Nightmare as well. So far I haven't died. It would be nice to keep that trend, I think. I should be somewhat experienced in this game. And right now we're playing Assassin with skill points invested into the trap talent tree, and specifically using the fire traps as of now. I think they're pretty good in the beginning of the game. Apart from all the 3 players joined so far, we also have a mercenary. So got some equipment, some stats, some skills. And it's quite helpful to have one. Seems I will be doing the work here. Sorry about that. And what's so fun about this game? It's a lot of clicking. Oops. I will leave that. Well, the fun part for me at least is to plan your character. As you level up, you'll gain these stat points. You can put it in strength, dexterity, vitality, or energy. And depending on how you want to spend your skills or how you want to play this character, you will also have a plan for your skill tree. And together with your items, this should make up the final character. And the way I usually play it is I build up one character, try to get myself decent equipment, so you can lazily play and farm while you're doing other things on your computer. And the fun parts are when you find something that's valuable, either you trade it for something you need, just keep it, or if you find something that's really special, you can actually build your new character around that, create a new one. And when you already have one character that can do some farming, you will have a much easier time just replaying the game. You might also make some friends that can help you out with quests, wayports, bosses, etc. And there's also a small fraction of the players that actually do some player versus playing, like PvP or duels. In duels you can do 1-on-1, 2-on-2, etc. up to 4-on-4 or 1 against 7, or however you want to split up 8 players, which is the maximum amount of players in one game. And a lot of the economy, the trading, and the PvP arrangements or trades are actually organized outside of the actual game in various websites. And let's see, we got ourselves a partner. Let's see if you want to join. Yep. Mainly what I'm doing with this character right now is just placing down traps and trying to get some good items that drops. And if you want the items, you really have to be on top of things in Diablo, because everyone has an equal chance of getting the items. That's very close to dying. So if you're not fast to click it, someone else will. Mr. Jewel. And if you ever get bored of just a normal softcore playing of Diablo, you can always go for the hardcore mode. And that means if you die, your character is not playable anymore. So still, I could probably return to this game in 5 more years and try the hardcore mode. So really never did. And yeah, so that's why I'm making a video, so more players can learn this game. Perhaps get a quick little introduction to it. Ouch. And right now we're in the Chaos Sanctuary, which is the... Oh, that was really slow on me. I think there was a Bone Snap Maul. It's a very high damage for low level melee characters. And basically we're just looking for a few more of these seals to activate. Well, actually, oh, it's already activated. I have a couple of skill points to spend, so we just continue to improve our fire traps. And these skill points and the attributes you can actually reset a couple times as well for free. It used to be set in stone, so when you created your character, if you put a skill point in a skill, it was to be that way forever. So that actually made you have to plan your character really good. Being lazy here, missing the drops. And at least for me, a lot of the enjoyment of this game is just planning characters. Oops, there goes the 0. Can go quite fast. And what happens when you die, you just lose everything that you were wearing. But it's available to pick up again. And no one else can steal it, so you don't have to worry. Just walk on it and it's back. And that's for softcore. Probably gonna need a little bit more vitality. It's annoying to die. Any gold you are wearing on you just gets thrown out for anyone to pick up. And here we have Diablo. It's gonna go very fast. Ready for the drops. Nothing special. And that takes us to Act 5. And just skip it. And I think now it would probably be best to just leave this game and try to find a game with someone who has the waypoints. Seems we had one here. Stick around for a little bit. So once you kill Bale in normal, you will be able to continue in nightmare mode, which is pretty much the same, exactly the same as this normal playthrough. It's harder. Some monsters will have like resists to different elements, perhaps resist physical attacks. So you have to work your way around that kind of problems. And that was the first quest of Act 5. Actually gives you pretty good reward. You'll be able to add sockets to an item, and you should probably keep this reward until you really need it. So you only get 3 on each character you make and play through hell. Yeah, let's leave. So far I've just been creating games, but you can also join them. If I can find a ball game, I can probably get the VP. Try another one. Basically this section or this phase of the character leveling is pretty much just repetition. You might go for a few bail rounds here in normal just to get a few more levels, and then we go through Nightmare and do exactly what we did here in normal one more time. And after that you probably stay a little bit for some kind of repetitional area clear, like Bale, Cow, etc. Okay. I could create a game myself and just run through the whole map, but that's quite time consuming. Let's see, this sounds good. So to be able to go into the Worldstone Keep and find Bale, I actually need to finish the second last quest, which is called the Ariat Summit. Kill 3 barbarians. It seems this guy's just running. I'll try my luck once more. It's a ball game, it's just been up 1 minute, that seems to be a good start. already down. Let's focus on the ancient ones then. They're already done. So we need to find a game where they want to, anyone wants to complete the Ancient quest. And it can't be too old because then they're already done, certainly. Sometimes you're very lucky. There's some helpful people around that just want to spend their time helping newer players. Let's see. Seems we're going somewhere. That's nice, a shale rune. It's always useful. And I think that's actually our first rune as well. You can kind of judge the rune's value by looking at the required level of it. The more valuable ones go up to level 69 or something. But this rune is it's very usable, so that's a nice find. You can make a lot of different rune words with that in it. And the big part of this game, why it's so rewarding, fun to play, is because you never know what you're gonna find. The drops are very randomized, and because the item drops are dependent on the area level and the monster level, there's always going to be a lot of variation. And it's actually possible to pinpoint. If you're looking for a specific item, you can actually look up and derive where would be the best place to repeatedly kill enemies for the highest chance of that specific item to drop. Let's see if we've found the entrance. All come. Okay. Alright, so here there are 3 barbarians for us to kill. If you interact with the altar, they will come to life. And any action of leaving this area will cause them to return to their statue form again. So we put up a town portal, it will reset the whole thing, and this passage will be locked. I just try to keep out of the way of the traps, and the other players do the whacking. And these barbarians, they're 3 different types. It's one throwing axes, one with a pole axe, and one with the sword and shield who does the whirlwind ability. I'm not sure exactly why these 3 are so important. It's probably in the lore. They won't drop anything, so don't have to worry about that. Alright, I should gain a level by completing this.
Impossible.
Okay. Some mistake. I'm not sure what happened. Either it's a glitch or someone did something that's not supposed to be done. Ancients QQ, so we're getting a new game.
Afternoon.
I'm very reliant on the mana potions.
Good afternoon. I shall prove worthy.
Hopefully it works now. Yeah. And you gain a level up as a reward. We're able to enter the Worldstone Keep. Since we're going all the way, I don't mind.
I invested. Yes, warrior.
Should try to get the waypoint here. It's at this level. I'm a little bit frail. Alright, and here you can actually see Ball, or Bale, or however you say it. He'll send out a couple of waves for us to defeat, and after that we are worthy of entering his throne and challenge him. Oops. Sleeping a little bit here.
Salutations.
Or it seems we don't have any real tanks. We're just a lady team here. This is the second last wave, so one more and then we can enter the throne. Not dealing that much damage. But that's to be expected at the start of a ladder like this. You won't find anyone with the incredible gear. And it's going a little bit worse than I was hoping. It seems one of the sorcerers know how to use static field at least, which brings their HP down by a percentage by each hit. So we get to try at least.
Good afternoon.
And that was pretty good, I think. We just survive. Try to get some loot as well. Yep. I'm fast with the clicking at least. Alright, that's great. We completed the normal difficulty. And as I said, the nightmare will be exactly the same as the normal, just harder. And after that is also hell difficulty. Let's just see what we found. So we found another set piece. Saigon's Gauge Gauntlet. A little bit strength requirement, but we'll fix that. Shiny. All right. That's cool. have a little bit short look.
Good day.
So that's pretty much one playthrough of one difficulty. And Nightmare, we'll do it all over again.
Greetings.
And a good tip to be as strong as you can be with your character in the beginning is to go back to the normal difficulty and just complete all the different side quests for skill bonuses and stat point bonuses, even resistance bonuses from one quest in Act 5.
They'll never see me coming.
And going into the hell difficulty, you will definitely need those, at least the resistance. And as you can see, the monsters are pretty much the same, but they are much tougher. And if you're struggling just killing these in the Act 1 of Nightmare, you should probably go back to some place in normal again. Just to get a couple of more levels or something. So levels are quite important, at least with the skill-based characters like this one. It's very dependent on how many skills I invested in the traps. And just another 3 more or so, it will do quite a bit. Let's get the mercenary.
Well,
And each time you get a new place that can hire you a mercenary, you can always buy a new one at a higher level. As you see, they were all level 28, and I'm 29. Let's see. Since we got one guy already running for the second quest, I don't know if he expects me to just finish this one. And the wolf head, that's a druid specific item. As you can see, druid only. And all these class specific items, they can have like bonuses to skills. And they have their own unique way of fitting into the equipment. So there's the den. Let's see if anyone wants to join.
so dark. Perfect.
I'm not sure why I can't switch this now.
What I kill stays dead.
Alright, it seems we got a helpful one here.
I don't like it down here.
Me neither. That's quite annoying. I'm not able to change my active skills. Ouch. And to be honest, my equipment is pretty much crap. Not surprised that I'm taking so much damage. But I'm hoping that we can find some runes and some open socket equipment to put them in. Or even perhaps find some more uniques. As I've said, if you play like public games like this, you really have to be on top of things to be able to be the first one to get the drop. So that's the second death. Lucky we're not playing hardcore. And I'm not the only one who died. And right now I'm pretty much as powerful without equipment as I am with. Since my equipment doesn't even improve my traps in any way. They're just as strong when I'm unequipped. The game is already getting a little bit harder. And it's quite easy just to get caught and killed quickly. And I think we might actually go back to normal again and finish all the side quests to help out a little bit. If you look in the character screen, you can actually see the resistances right now. They are minus 40 in all the elements because of the difficulty penalty, and that affects you quite a lot. As you can see, I'm taking heavy damage just by a couple of hits. I'm also able to invest a little bit more into vitality, just for the survivability. As long as I'm in town or dead, I'm not getting any experience either. And in the higher difficulties, it's also a little bit of a penalty if you die. Not only gold, but also experience will be lost. And that's actually what makes it so hard to reach the highest levels in this game, which is 99. As it's so slow leveling up at the high levels. And just dying once will bring you back. I don't know, it could be probably hours of time spent. I didn't get that one. From now on, it's a much higher chance that you will find like charms that are actually valuable. Same with jewels. And we've reached level 30 already. that gives us access to the Shadow Master, and we'll actually use that one instead. Just not right now, it seems. So the Shadow Master is just a similar copy of the Shadow Warrior. It's a copy of myself, but the Shadow Master will actually use all the skills and not only the ones that I have active. Alright, so that's two hits from just a normal monster down there. But we're actually at the last level, so that's nice. And the boss will be just around the corner.
Rogue's test is done.
As you can notice, I spend a lot of time watching just the ground, the items that drop. Don't want to miss it. And there she is. She has a few very dangerous poison attacks. So if you can avoid getting poisoned, that's great. But we also want to stay a little bit close just to be able to take part of that loot that drops. Since we got something at least.
Death becomes you, Ondario.
And we're able to go east once more.
Regret this. Good to see you.
And you can identify items at Deckard Cain. It cost 100 gold now, and that's because the quest to save him is not done in this difficulty. And let's see, I will just finish right now with trying to complete some of the normal side quests. Oh, and this is also something that's new within the game, the terrorized zones. Take a look here. So in the chat or the game log you can see that it says corrupted tremors strike the cold plains and cave. You can actually see it up here as well. And in the waypoints it's also marked. So this area is now terrorized, and this can happen only when Bale is killed in this difficulty. A random area will be terrorized, and for a certain amount of time it will fade and a new area will be terrorized. And being terrorized means that the area will actually have higher level monsters and thus also higher level drops. So it's a new way of farming, you could say. A way to change the old routines where someone will perhaps only go through a certain set of bosses over and over again. It gets quite tedious. At least you want to play this game on a high level. It requires a lot of farming. So we're not gonna stay here, I just want to show the terrorized concept. And we'll actually start with killing Radamant.
Hello again, Al.
We'll bring back the mercenary. And Radamant is a boss that resides in the sewers of Act 2. Now we can change skill again, so that's nice. Let's see. Yeah. Now I have some shortcuts for the active abilities. Can actually change this one just by scrolling the mouse wheel now. And I've also got a trap on a shortcut. This area is now very easy for me, which is nice. Trap would probably clear a whole room.
Not enough money.
Still very potion dependent in the regard of mana. I have bumped it up a little bit by putting some points into energy, but it recovers very slowly. So just for example, if you are playing this character now and you wanted to perform some farming, it would be quite costly and tedious to refill on the mana potions. So a good idea would perhaps to be to find an item that helps increase your mana, increase the recovery of it. And for melee characters, if you go about hitting stuff with a bow or weapon, you probably want to find some mana leech to make each of your attack actually restore a little bit of your mana. And the reward for this quest is just one extra bonus skill point. I think we will just restock on the mana potions.
Welcome back.
And some vendors actually have some pretty good items to sell you at times. It can be quite custom, you see. It's quite a lot of money, gold. But like these ones, you can actually find like a superior one or open socket one. So if you're looking to just put in a basic rune word and you just need the socket item, you can actually find it in some of the vendors. It's the same with shields and armors. And some of the vendors can actually sell you items that can become some of the most valuable in the game. And the chance of that happening is pretty much like winning the lottery. Which a lot of different things are in this game. Oh, another rune. That's cool. Like some of the runes, the absolute top ones, I don't know, the chance of one dropping from a mob in a certain area, it's very low. I think we can actually play this game for probably months. And some of the runes or items, they won't show up, and that's not even strange. Alright, we got the waypoint. And that's what makes it so rewarding. If you find something that's really rare or valuable, at least like in the beginning of a ladder season like this, the items can actually be even worth some real money. And I think there's actually people making a living, or somewhat making a living, out there in the world by just playing this game and finding some of the items to sell. And as I said, the economy and the trading arrangements of this game is mostly done outside of the game, and there's a whole separate economy that resides outside of games, but they tie them all together. You can exchange like items and currency in one game and trade it for items and currency in another game. And this has also been up and running ever since I played this game in my teenage years. So I think that says something about the community or the players and the investments of the players playing the game. And we're just trying to find the boss now. We're on the correct level. We just need to spot him. And if you're just starting out this game, it's actually pretty nice to just start with a sorceress. And that's pretty much only because of the teleport ability the sorceress gets from their skill tree, the lightning skill tree. Because you spend a lot of time just traveling in zones and areas, and it's very nice just to be able to skip the mobs safely. If you run, you can get stuck in them. And you can also skip like big parts of the map if you're able to teleport through it. And I mentioned last night that the assassin actually has somewhat of a teleport ability, and I will spend a few skill points here just to show it. It's nice to have. It teleports you directly onto a target. It's like a teleport kick or flight. So if I just find an enemy now, and I right click it, I go there from a distance. It's somewhat of a teleport, but you're required to have a target, so that's the downside of it. And there's the boss. Since we're so high level now, it's not much of a hassle. The reward from this boss comes in the shape of this item, a book of skill. You read it and you learn a new skill point.
They say that the taste of
That's all done in Act 2. And since I died a little bit in the last games, I've lost a lot of my money. I think actually, if you put the money in the shared stash, you won't lose it.
Good evening.
And right, we also have a quest in Act 4. I'm not doing it in any particular order now.
Hello.
We got a soul stone from killing Mephisto last night, and this is required for the second quest here. Take Mephisto's soul stone to the Hellforge. The Hellforge is located in the River of Flame, and we should be quite strong here as well, so probably can just try to find them fast. And the reward for this quest is some gems and also a rune. Can vary a little bit, but at this point of the game, for me, all runes are pretty valuable since I don't have any. And here should be Faustos or something, yeah, Fausto. It's gonna drop a hammer. And on the Hellforge you will actually place the soul stone. And when we feel like it, you can just smash the soul stone. We get a couple of gems and a rune. So we found our first perfect amethyst, and all these gems, they have, I think it's 5 different qualities: chipped, flawed, normal, flawless, and perfect. So these can also be combined up and towards their final form, which is the perfect one. If you have 3 of the flawless type, you can combine it in a cube and get a new perfect one.
What do you need?
And the cube is quite interesting actually. It does a lot of things. You only need it for a couple of quests, but there's quite a bit of different recipes they can use in it. You can add sockets to items, you can upgrade their quality, you can make a light belt into a nightmare one, or even into a hell difficulty 1. You can open sockets into items, you can clear sockets, you can craft items, etc. There's a lot of stuff to read up on. That's good. Let's see what we have after that. I would like to have the Anya quest, which is the one in Act 5 that gives you the bonus to all resistance. Don't recall certainly how much it would be, but I think it's either 10% or 30%.
Afternoon.
Either way, it's a nice bonus in the higher difficulties. So the problem here is that the quest I'm looking for is now in the Crystalline Passage. I can either go the Frigid or the Ancient's way. It's quite a bit to run and walk either way, but we'll do it. And we might as well spend some extra skill points as well. I really like having a decent Shadow Master or Warrior. It's quite helpful if they can tank a little bit. And if she's higher level, she actually also does some physical damage herself. And we found another rune, a raw rune. It's a useful rune. Also the gems can be used for recipes in the cube as well. It's not only for socketing. So it's quite good to just pick up every gem and every room that you find in the beginning. So I think if we manage to run through this area, the next one should be nearby the Crystalline Passage. You make a lot of noise. One thing more that's available to us now that we have killed Baal, the last boss in Act 5. You can also go back to Act 1 and open a secret level, which is called the cow level. I'm not sure exactly why or how this cow level was created, but it seems it's like a little bit of a in-house or in-game joke, Easter egg or so. What you need to open a portal to the cow level is the leg of a boy whose corpse lies in the old Tristram, which is where you rescue Deckard Cain in that quest. The boy is called Wirt. He's a character from the first Diablo game. I'm not sure exactly, I don't remember. I think it was some kind of merchant in that game. So you use his leg and a book of town portals. His tome, put it in a cube and transmute, and the portal will open.
What do you need?
And the cow level, I think it's a little bit higher level than most of the other areas in game. So a lot of the items can actually drop there. See, level 31 now. In this area we're actually getting some experience. I think if you really want to or need to, you can stay in Act 5 normal, at least in the latter parts of the act, like the Bale run, up till you're about closing into 40, I think, 40. But you only need level 25 to gain the experience points decently, if I recall correctly. Level 20 to finish the Ancients quest, which will allow you into the Worldstone Keep. And I think you should probably be around 24, 25 to actually be able to get some experience from the monsters there. Another rune, it's good. It's a low level rune. You can see its required level is 13, so it's quite low. The Rawl rune is required level 19, it's actually quite a low rune as well. Here, for example, it would be nice to be able to teleport. Can't see any enemies or targets, I can't do my kick. And what I'm hoping to show later in this game, or perhaps in a future stream or the like, I would like to be able to showcase how the farming is done, you know, how magic find runs are done, a little bit more on, you know, the equipment, different kind of possible combination of items, what kind of attributes that you probably want to have in any kind of setup. And also some PvP, player versus player, some fighting. That has always been my end goal. I really enjoy just farming, it's quite soothing, I think. And get quite a rush when you find something valuable, at least in the beginning of a ladder. So I think we're just gonna go and buy some more of the mana potions, always running low. And there's actually quite a low level rune word that's available. It requires, I think it's either 4 or 5 open sockets, like a polearm kind of weapon. I think it's required level 27 from the runes, and it grants you an aura effect that increases your mana regeneration by a lot. It's a very popular item to make in the beginning, perhaps give it to a mercenary so you'll gain the aura without having to equip it yourself. Okay, we found the destination. Trying to keep the items that I will sell for the most and take up the least amount of space in my inventory. And in this frozen river area, our friends in town is actually being held hostage. She's frozen fast in the ice here, and there's some bad guys protecting her. So that charm is actually pretty good. It's decent. It's something I will say for a while at least. It has both the life attribute and a single element resist attribute. The best possible rolls for this particular item would be 20 plus to life and 11 plus to poison resist. So it's only 2% away from being like perfect roll in poison resistance, but in the life department it's missing about 11 health, so that's quite a bit. But this charm can also be used on a low level character, so that's a plus. And at least myself, I enjoy creating like level 20, level 30, 40 characters and try to find some really outrageous equipment for them. And if you have good equipment and a little bit of experience with your character, you can actually kill a lot higher level players. And there's also like a little scene of people just getting together and trying to build the best low level dual characters. I think Diablo 2 is actually the game where I first encountered this kind of low level dueling. To be able to take part of combat in this game against players, you have to be at least level 9. And I remember when there was this level 9 character who wanted to fight in some kind of game, and young me, I thought, oh well, it will just be a fun fight. I'm so much higher level, we'll kill him in a few hits. But as soon as he got close to me, he just whipped with his arm a couple of times and I was dead. I thought he was cheating or something. But he showed me his gear in town, and the gear was pretty much, it was level 9 paladin, I think. The weapon was a 6-socket axe filled with special kind of jewels that increases damage. And the same with the armor, the helm, and the shield. It's just a lot of jewels to increase the damage. And that made that level 9 character actually perform like a
I can't.
level 30, 40 perhaps. I've seen these low level characters even kill like level 90, at least level 30 plus. Low level duels have a good chance if they're well equipped and have an inventory full of good charms. So we found Anya, and we're just gonna ask a little bit for some help.
Hello.
And we got a potion, and this will actually thaw her. And from now on she will be a part of this town in Act 5. And she will be an available vendor down here, and will also receive a little reward for saving her. So we get a class specific item. So I get an assassin claw. And from the other lady we also got this scroll of resistance. So we can now verify how much of a bonus it actually gives. So it's just a 10% bonus. But if you get them from all different difficulties, normal, nightmare, and hell, it will have a bonus of 30, so that's pretty good. And in hell, starting out like this, it's pretty much a requirement, I would say. So put on some new ring. Might help with the mana problems a little bit. Stash the socketables.
Evening.
Okay, great. And it seems we have a reward in Act 3 to just pick up. Might be the health potion.
Hello. Now that fewer of the
So this is actually the vendor for mercenaries in Act 3.
come back from hell are usually dead.
And in Act 3 it's more of a caster, sorceress type of mercenary. Fire, lightning, and cold. These are pretty good if you already have something to tank with. If you are a trap assassin like me, I actually prefer to have this melee mercenary. Let's see, we have a couple of more, but I'll just finish with one last, and that quest will reward me with 3 runes. And you will get them from freeing a bunch of barbarians being locked up in, I think it's this area. I'm gonna find out, yeah. I would like to use my teleport kick. There. So there's 3 of these cages. should go pretty fast. And there we have it.
Follow me.
And the rewards you get from this quest, the 3 runes, they are actually in themselves a rune word.
Salutations.
So it's one of the simpler rune words to actually to be able to create. I think I put this 3D net shield. But now we have some runes at least. And we managed to find a 2-socket helmet. And this rune, together with a soul rune, would create a rune word. It's pretty good to have. So, hoping we can find one of those. And yeah, we also have a shield here. And I think we can actually create a rune word out of that. Might wait a little bit just to see if we can find a better shield though, because that is pretty crappy.
What do you need?
And I think if I start another stream again with this character, it would be a little bit higher level. I would probably into hell difficulty, and hopefully I'll be ready to show a little bit of how the magic finding is done, or the late game farming, and also a little bit of player versus player. So anyway, if you watched, thank you for watching. I'm just playing this through myself, so I thought I would be able to stream a little bit when I do it, just for my own practice. Haven't done much streaming so far, but I do quite a lot of other kind of videos. Yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for joining. Have a good one.